Okay. Up. Because I love seeing what you guys have to say. There we go. We've got the... We're having an echo. Okay, let's share this. Hi, Shay. Good morning to you, too. Good afternoon. Hi, Elizabeth. We got some people in the chat. It's so exciting. I'm excited. So like I said last week, I decided that it's time to go back into this coloring book because it has been forever since I've started this page. And I just feel a very strong desire to continue on with it. So I got some more of my PITT Artist pens because I've been having a blast with these lately to try and play around with these. That and because these are some tiny lines, and if I were to use Copic on this, they would just bleed all over the place. This is Sakuems' fantasy character coloring book. See if I can get the cover fit on the camera right now. So that is the coloring book I am in currently. I really, really, really like this one. I believe she still has it on her shop. I believe I got it through Etsy, if I remember correctly. I'll leave the link to it. But if you just, oh, are we spinning? There we go. Thought we lost you there for a second, guys. I'm sorry. But I will leave the link to where I got this coloring book in the description of this video after we're done streaming. I didn't even think about putting it in the description before I started, but I will definitely do that afterwards. If you were to go to Etsy and just search for Sakuems' coloring book, it'll come up. Hi, Shalene. Oh, we got people just chatting away in the chat. You guys make me so excited. So excited. So for these vines, I pulled out light green 171. See if I can do this. May green 170, and then chromium green opaque 174. So those are the three colors that I'm planning on working with. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this I did her all in Copic because I love doing skin tones and hair with Copic markers. Just like the effect it gives. But like I said, these vines are so tiny, I was afraid to use alcohol markers. Hi, Elizabeth. So we shall see. Oh my gosh, why is English hard today? We shall see how these pens work on this paper because I haven't used these PITT pens on this paper before. So this is going to be a new experience. Hi, Tara. See if I can hold this in a way that I don't completely biff it. So this is just going to be my initial test of what happens when I use these pens. I really love the feel of this paper. I don't know what kind of paper she decided to use in this coloring book, but it is so smooth and it works so well with my Copics. It might be a mixed media paper. I don't know. I am not that good at paper. I am a digital artist. So coloring is pretty much my only non-digital media that I do. I mean, I know the basics of print media, but I did not stay in that world too very long. I like my computer. Ooh, what kind of markers did you get, Elizabeth? Yeah, I'm a little bit of a marker addict at this point. All of you guys know that, though. But managed to go to the art store yesterday and pick up a few more markers, and I got my Dick Blick order in with a few more markers, which after I get this initial first lay down of this, I'll show you what I kind of walked away with. Let's see. Make sure I blend those out a little bit. The thing about these markers is you've got to work fast, because otherwise they dry, and when they dry they do not move at all. There we go. This is Sakuems' fantasy characters coloring book. She has a YouTube channel here. And I love her illustrations because she always uses so much color. And she does a whole bunch of different character styles too. The addiction helpline. I might have to call that later today. I'll let you know how that phone conversation goes and if they help me in any way. And if they do, I'm sure I could recommend a couple of you guys calling them as well. Art Mine dual permanent markers. One end is like a marker and the other end like a pen. Okay, so kind of like the Tombos, but is it a regular marker end and not a brush tip? Okay, I lost track a little bit of where I was there for a second. That's probably right, Shalene. Maybe we should join or create our own color addiction support group. I'm pretty sure in the end we'd all just keep supporting each other in all of our purchases. Because I can pretty much justify anything if I really wanted to. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. That's okay. We're just gonna work dark to light. Okay, so not a brush tip. Okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see how those end up working for you. I almost grabbed the wrong color again. I prefer to work light to dark. That is just how I like to roll. Sometimes, like you just saw, I end up grabbing the wrong marker and have to work dark to light, but that's okay. The one thing about markers is once you get a feel for them, you get a feel for how you can fix your oopsies. And let me tell you, I have a lot of oopsies. I am the queen of oopsies. I was actually testing out these markers the other day on a piece of paper and managed to do a very big oopsie. I'm testing them out and there will be a review. I'm hoping to do a video on them, but I like layering colors, and so I put a lot of ink down on paper. So I was just testing them out, and then I made a mistake and I tried to fix my mistake, and in the process of trying to fix my mistake, I may have eaten a hole through the paper. Oops. So yes, sometimes my fixes do more damage than good. Yep, there would be no recovering for us, Shalene. It's true. Pretty sure if you got us all into a room, we would be recommending what each of us should purchase. And then we'd all have a whole big list of things that we need to go out and look for. But yeah, no, it's been interesting figuring out how to use those parkour. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about them yet, because they are a very wet marker and they're water-based, so you have to have the right kind of touch for them. And right now I'm coloring in a page, and I'm mostly doing it at this point. Yeah, these are with the parkour. I'm mostly at this point, I'm testing to see how long these pens will last, because they feel so wet, so I feel like after a couple pictures they're gonna start to dry up. So that's what I'm testing right now. And I will warn all of you guys, if you do decide to pick up the parkour, I did have so I emailed back the company and let them know that there was no ink in one of my pens. And so he's looking into it, but just a fair warning, that is a possibility. Oh, thank you, Tara. Yeah, I love how there, so I didn't know how I was gonna fade from the blue to this tealy color, but I like how it ended up going. I do have, I believe the stream that I did that in is still up, if anybody is interested. Anyway, I think I'll leave it like that for now. I am contemplating, after I get all of this down, maybe going back through with colored pencils and seeing how I want to enhance the picture a little bit. But I figured I'd just get this marker layer down first. I like dual tip markers, so yeah. It'll be interesting to see what kind of pictures you create with them. So I may be stalking you. I'm always looking to see how people are, but you know, you never know. Oh, I was going to show you. I promise, as soon as I get this stem done. we got over here? Yeah, and these are why I like the PITTs, is because they've got such a small brush tip on them that I can do these fine details. Okay, I'm gonna close these up real quick so they don't dry out. We are still in season 6, Shay. We just got to the amazing episode where Sam and Dean end up in our reality on the set of their own show, which is my all-time favorite episode. Okay. So, I found Zig does these art and graphic twin markers. So they got a brush tip on one end and a bullet tip on the other end. And I know this body looked extremely familiar to me, so I had to pick up a few of these to do a comparison. And sure enough, my Stadler duos, they're nearly identical, except for the color of the body, which kind of fascinates me because Stadler is no longer making these markers, and I absolutely love these markers. If you go on Amazon right now and you search for these, you can only find them used, and I believe the person is being obnoxious and trying to sell them for like $300. So I am glad I bought these when I did. I believe I spent maybe $20, $30 on them. But if these Zigs are exactly like these Stadlers, I will be in love. It looks like, I mean, the tips are nearly identical as well. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I just think that they probably just weren't a very big seller, is probably why they stopped making them. So yeah, I mean, they're the same. So I might slowly start collecting these as well until I get a full step. I just picked up 6 different colors. I picked up these 2 blues, these 2 teals, turquoise, whatever you want to call them, and then, of course, a couple of pinks. These are always the colors I pick up when I'm first testing a marker. It doesn't make sense. It would probably make more sense to pick up like neutrals and skin tones and grays to test out, but these are my favorite colors, and so I always pick up these instead. The Kiritaki is the parent company for the Zigs, and then, of course, Stadler is the parent company for these ones right here. I mean, this was manufactured in Japan. At least, I don't think you can see it. But it was manufactured in Japan, and these are Japanese markers. So they were probably manufactured at the exact same facility. They probably use the same exact design. So like I said, I am excited about that find. And so I had to share it with you guys. I don't know if you guys find that exciting or not, but I find that really, really exciting. So like, I think there's, oh, how many different colors do they have? I'd have to go back and check. But I think there's more than 24 colors that they have in these Zig art and graphic. But they're a little harder to find. The sets that I found on Amazon are not cheap. So I've been doing individual ones from Blick. So that's how I'm collecting those right now. I also, let's see if I can put these back in the right spot. Dun, 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 dun. So you guys saw a couple streams ago where I picked up the Zig clean colors, which I'm really excited about using. But since I was at the art store, and things happen with life and I can't stop myself from picking things up, guess what April picked up? If I can get them all out. Should have gotten these all out before I started this stream. I did not think this through. I got some more of them. So yes, I got some of the blues and some of the turquoise colors. Yep. Yeah, Shay, I'm going to collect all of them before before Zig decides that they don't want to do them either. That would just break my heart because I have the Tombos. I mean, the Tombos are very similar too. I mean, they've got the brush and then the bullet. But I don't know. I just like having a little bit of everything because sometimes the ink colors are just slightly different and I'm pretty sure I could use them in tandem with each other. So I might do a massive color chart for all of my water-based markers. That might be a little daunting and paranoid. Paranoid? What is that word even? That might be a little daunting and make me a little paranoid about how I'm going to set that up. But yes, I got some more of the Zig clean colors. So we'll see what happens with those. And then I also picked up, I believe I showed you the brushables last time, but I picked up a couple. They did the brushable colors, they don't have quite the color range. These are also from Zig. So as you can tell, I'm going through and I'm trying all the Zig brand things. I believe I've got a blue and a green. Yes. So I went up and I picked up these ones. These are interesting markers. I think I'm going to have fun with these because they're different colors on the ends so that you have a range of colors that you can work with. So like this gray right here, you've got light gray and a medium gray. And both sides are brush. So I believe most of the time people use these for like scrapbooking and things like that. But I figured I'd give these a try as well. They're supposed to be fade proof. So yeah, I think that's why most of the time archival quality. Yeah, this is part of their memory system. So that's why people use them in their scrapbooks and things like that. But like I said, I'm going through and I'm picking up all of the Zig line and all of the different things in the Zig sets just to try them out. I also, apparently, they make these metallic markers. You can't read that. That is so metallic-y right there. But they're brush tip. And it's amazing. And I'm like, it's so sparkly. I have no idea what I'm going to use those for. But, yeah. So those are fun. Yeah, so that's kind of what I have been doing the last week is finding more markers because I need more markers. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program as I open up all the markers again. So that has been my adventure with, because like I said, I don't really need more markers, but I love trying new things and seeing how I can switch things up and what is out in the brush world. I am, of course, attempting more colored pencils, especially with my little tiny dragons in my Succulent Dragon coloring book. I believe in Grace's stream on Friday, I was wondering if you could mix polychromos and the Erogens together, since one's an oil-based and one's a wax-based, how they felt when you mix them. And so that's probably going to be my next test. because I don't have a full set of polychromos, so I don't have some of the lighter colors because, like I said, I really love vibrant colors. So I wanted to see if some of the lighter colors of the Erogens would mix with the polychromos. Oh, that's okay, Shay. I completely understand. Tell your mom happy birthday. So yeah, I think after I finish my review on the Parku, I will definitely try using those two colored pencils together. I mean, there might be somewhere that someone's done that before, but I just wondered how they would blend. So if you guys know of anybody who's attempted that before, just let me know. Because a lot of the coloring and reviewing that I see done, they usually, excuse me, they usually have one brand of colored pencil that they do per section. I don't see a lot of cross coloring, I guess. And maybe it's just the people watching. But I mean, I do that too. I don't usually mix medias. I just don't want to damage any of my colored pencils attempting something extremely crazy. But I have started seeing the Faber-Castell gold fabric colored pencils. I don't remember seeing those before, and they might have existed and I'm just oblivious to the world. But I was wondering, I know they're more of a student hobby level colored pencil, but I was wondering how they compare with the polys. Because I can't really find anywhere where it says if it's more of a wax base or a oil base. So I was curious. Ooh, did I color? I don't think I got. There we go. Maybe I want to add a little bit there. Not much, just a little bit. Tea break. Okay, so what have you guys been coloring in or reading? I feel like my iPad is giving me sound right now. Hold on. It totally was. I was hearing myself a little bit coming from my iPad, and it was awkward. Not that I'm not used to hearing myself talk with all the videos and stuff I have to edit, but still, it's a little disconcerting. Okay, Harriet Art Gear. I'll have to look him up then. I just recently started following him, So I haven't gone through a lot of his videos yet. So I don't know how much I'm gonna get done. Oh, Julia. Julia, yeah, that's kind of the reason I'm afraid to ever buy PDF coloring books, is because of having to decide on the paper and everything else. I just work with whatever the coloring book has in it. I'm so paper illiterate that it's not even funny. But I can definitely see the benefits of being able to pick your own paper, especially if you understand the media you use. Putting the oh, Elizabeth, you're working in Imagimorphia? The Sparrow and the Butterflies. I think I know what page you're talking about. Forgot some of these. You just finished a page in Whimsical Wonderland. Oh, that's exciting, Shalene. That is a pretty coloring book. I have a feeling that all of these vines are going to take me a while. Seeing as we've been at this for a half hour already. And I've only gotten this chunk done. I had some second thoughts before starting this stream on whether or not I should go back to Imagimorphia. No, not Imagimorphia. Phantomorphia and finish. Oh my goodness. Let me start that over. I had contemplated going back to Phantomorphia and finishing that skull and butterfly page because I don't have a lot of finished pages yet. But at the same time, this coloring book has been calling my name for ages. And I had one of those epiphany moments where you're like, oh, I know exactly what colors I want to use on it. And then you get really excited about it. So that is why we are in this coloring book right now. And my epiphany moment was just about these vines and how I wanted to do these vines and what colors I wanted to use, what materials I wanted to use. I have no idea what I'm going to do to this page beyond these vines at the moment. And that's usually how I end up working in coloring books, is I fixate on like one element on the page and I'll color that through to completion. And then I'll start thinking about the next thing, which isn't a bad way to work. It's just sometimes interesting if you want to keep it cohesive. You have to keep the colors that you're using in mind, because otherwise you might just have a hodgepodge. So that is kind of how I work. Is something on the page usually calls to me, and so I'll color that piece, and then I'll work out from there. So for like this page, I started out with her skin tones because I love my E70, E71, and E74 as skin tones. That is my favorite skin tone colors, that nice warm brown color. Love it so much. So that is what I started coloring on this page, and then the hair and everything else slowly came out from there. I know there are some people who think about the page as a whole and they work backwards from there, but I'm always fixated on one element or another. And I don't think I've used these three colors together like this before. So I got really excited about that. It's so weird that we've got one more week left of June. Just one. I'm not entirely sure where June went. I was wondering though, for all of you guys who participate in color alongs and things like that are this whole like month-long process. How do you usually feel at the end of the month? Is it a scramble to get certain pages done? Do you feel that kind of pressure? I know that's how I usually feel when I'm doing readathons. Especially towards the end of the readathon, I start getting into this mild panic moment when I don't have things quite finished the way I wanted to have them finished. I mean, I love the fact that there's color alongs, and it'll give you a direction of where you want to color, but I don't know how I would handle, because I don't usually get a lot accomplished in a month. And it's just amazing to me how much work some of you guys manage to get done in a month. Yeah, Tara, that's kind of sometimes why I have to limit myself with how many readathons and things I do. It's because at some point it starts to become overwhelming. And I mean, I might join a color along at some point, but I'm still getting a feel for everything in the coloring community that I don't know quite where my speed level is at, I guess. Okay, Shalene. Yeah, I guess I can understand that. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to host a color along. I do enjoy watching the live streams that are attached to a lot of the color alongs, though. I've really been getting into Sammy's live streams because she's She loves showing off technique, and I love seeing that. I mean, even though I don't necessarily play with colored pencils that much, but it starts to give me an idea of color combinations that I can do and other things, which I really appreciate. Plus, Sam is just a sweetheart. Yeah, Elizabeth, that's me. It's like, I love watching people participate in color-alongs, but most of the time I'm just kind of off in my own little world when it actually comes to coloring. I agree, Shalene. I am so happy that I found Sammy's channel. That, and completely thrilled that Dee Dee and them are now on YouTube. Just gives me more people to watch live. Though I won't lie, most of the time when I'm watching you guys live during the week, I have you on in the background as I'm working. And every once in a while, I'll check in to see where the page progress is and where the chat is at. But most of the time, you guys are my background noise. Because, yeah, I'm usually either watching you guys live stream on YouTube during the week, or I'm watching webinars about user experience development, which I know doesn't sound very exciting, but that's okay. Oh yeah, Shalene is hilarious. I love watching Shalene's as well. Most of the time, unfortunately, I can't make it live to them, but I like going back and watching the recordings. That's something else I'll do, is I'll go back and I'll watch the recordings. But won't lie, I do watch you guys at 2x speed, which is an interesting experience. But that just means I get to watch more of you guys. That is very true, Tara. Yeah, I didn't realize, Shalene, that you were a booktuber before you were a color tuber. And I have no idea how I missed your channel while you were doing booktube. Though I have noticed a very interesting phenomenon now that I've started doing coloring videos. Yeah, see, that's the phenomenon that I find interesting, is that color tubing has a broader reach than booktubing. And so my coloring videos seem to get a lot more hits than my book videos ever have, which is interesting. I mean, that's not necessarily why I do coloring videos. I just got addicted to coloring. That's why I do it. But yeah, there's something about coloring that I think speaks to a lot of people. Oh, you do that too, Elizabeth. You watch it 2x speed. Yeah, I've gotten to the point where when I'm watching or listening to anything, it's at 2 times speed because everything else feels slow. I've just trained my brain. I mean, that's how I do pretty much all of YouTube and how I'll do audiobooks as well, is at 2 times speed. Yeah. You really have to look for booktubers who are outside the YA and the YA fantasy. And I mean, I love those genres myself, but I read all over the place. I read a little bit of everything, but the paranormal stuff is my all-time favorite. And the horror. That's exactly it. I've got so many people that I love to watch. I've only got so much time in the day, and ColorTube has extremely long videos. And so if I weren't to watch them at 2 times speed, there'd be literally no time to watch anybody. So that is part of the reason why I watch at 2 times speed myself. Hi, Erica. I'm really liking how these leaves and vines are turning out. I'm definitely going to have to remember this color combination. Probably should have started on the other side of the page so I didn't like drag my hand across. That's another thing I'm like really, really bad at doing, is thinking about the proper place to start on a page. I'm usually all over the place. Oh, good. I found a fellow paranormal lover. No, if anywhere on the description of a book it says anything about ghosts, I'm all over that sucker. However, I've made it my task this year to try and read mostly from my own bookshelf, which has amassed quite a stockpile of books from the library book sales, from me needing books because they sounded good at the time, to picking up free books from my families and my friends. My families, because I've got more than one family. From my family and my friends. So I need to start whittling down what is on my shelf that I haven't read. Because unfortunately, I've got over 200 books that are crying on my shelf to be read. I mean, I won't lie, sometimes I get distracted and end up picking up a new release. But that is my goal this year, is to read mostly from my bookshelf. Oh, good, Shalene. At least I'm not alone. It is interesting how books seem to like pile up on your bookshelf. And I'm pretty sure it's the same with coloring books as well. It's like you have all the best intentions in the world to color or to read, but at some point, the number of books compared to the time you have in a day, it just doesn't equal out. And so things just kind of start stacking. What I really need to do is I need to go through my bookshelf, and I just need to unhaul things that I'm never gonna get to, that I'm never gonna read, that just don't call to me anymore and don't make sense to own. That in my office is a mess right now, so it needs cleaned up anyways. I think the whole basement is just gonna get an overhaul at some point. I have not read that one, Tara. The Hunger. Who's that one by? Oh yes, Elizabeth. Those are my absolute favorite kind of books. Ghost stories or haunted places. I love books with people who can talk to ghosts. I mean, in any different kind of capacity. I don't know why that kind of fascination started, but it did. My husband and I have always like randomly talked about, you know, visiting and staying in haunted places just because. There's around Halloween, there's a local haunted places tour bus that goes around that we did last year, which was great fun. And I've got a feeling that that might be permanently on our schedule to do during the Halloween season, because I love ghost walks and things like that. Just hearing the stories and the history behind everything. It just kind of makes you feel a little bit connected to the past, I guess. Trail of Terror, The Black Monk of Pontefract. Ooh, oh, that's a lot. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to remember that list, Elizabeth. So I'll have to go back after this recording is done and look at the chat and find that list again. Because I have a feeling you've just expanded my wish list of things that I want to read at some point in my life. Oh, so Hunger is about the Donner Party with a paranormal twist. Interesting. Yeah, the whole Donner Party story kind of creeps me out a little bit. There is absolutely one thing in the paranormal creature list that I have a hard time dealing with, and that is zombies. I'm not a huge zombie fan. And I know the Donner Party isn't about zombies and things like that, but you guys can kind of see the connection, right? Right? The whole concept of eating humans and That's pretty much my feelings on zombies. Ooh, gotta stretch my back out a little bit. Whoops. Okay, so one thing about my lovely desk and the fact that I'm using a drafting table to color on right now is the fact that my desk is tilted. Another fact about my desk that I'm using right now is that I have a lot of junk and not a lot of space. So sometimes I elbow things off of my desk. I apologize for the loud noises. Plus, I am a huge klutz. I managed to trip up the stairs the other day. And you know, sometimes it's like you can trip up the stairs and just giggle and laugh and brush it off. No, this was like a massive trip up the stairs. I now have a golf ball sized bump and bruise on my shins because of tripping up the stairs. And it's gotten to the point where it's slowly healing, and so it looks gross. But yes, that's the kind of klutz I am. The problem is, for whatever reason, when I walk, I don't pick up my feet. I kind of do this like little shuffle thing. I don't know. It's worked for me for 30 odd years. But yeah, well, okay. So there's a difference between vampires and zombies. Okay, yes, they both eat people, but it's the finesse in which they eat people. Okay? Vampires, they just like drink blood. I mean, sometimes they drain people completely and maybe they'll make a little bit of a mess out of their neck. But zombies have no class. They just eat anything and everything. They don't care where they put their dinner. It's not pretty. So that is the issue I take with zombies. Zombies just have no class. And yes, you can quote me on that. I've fallen down the stairs, not one, but three. I have fallen down the stairs too. That has been several occurrences in my house as well. And usually it ends up with a large fall and a quick slide to the bottom of said steps. Yeah, I'm one of those people that I always have a bruise somewhere that I've self-inflicted somehow. Zombies are ugly, why vampires are hot. Well, I guess that's one way to put that. Yeah, Elizabeth, yeah, I can understand. Yeah, a nice bruising. I always tell everybody I take after my grandmother because she's the biggest klutz of us all. And so every time we have a klutzy moment, it's because we have grandma's genes. And I'm pretty sure out of all my siblings, I'm the one who got the klutz genes. Because my brothers, while they've had moments of injuries, I mean, it's from reasonable things like rollerblading or playing basketball. But no, April klutz moments comes from sharp, pointy objects, or stairs, or falling off the couch into a metal dumpster. It's fine. Not a dumpster, a dump truck. A metal dump truck. We do not have dumpsters in our house. Let me correct that statement. You've slipped in the bathroom? Yeah. I've fallen into a tub before. And fallen out of a tub before. I don't know if I've slipped like on the actual like bathroom tiles or anything like that, but I can definitely see that happening. So you relate to me with Elizabeth. You and I are kindred spirits. Okay. Oh no, did Grace have another troll yesterday? She has not had luck with those. No, I haven't gotten a chance to go back and watch her streams yet. Usually I'll catch up on the weekend streams on Monday. Your sister sounds so kind, Elizabeth. She sounds so kind. But yes, nope, that's my brother's too. Well, and it's kind of funny. So I have a reputation for being a klutz. The klutz of the family. At least of my immediate family. But for the wedding, we decided to cut our giant macaroon with a cleaver. I'm pretty sure a lot of my family was a little bit paranoid about the fact that I was holding this giant knife to cut a macaroon. Thank you, Jeffrey. You're welcome for my wonderful ideas. So they kicked the troll back out, but they just kept coming back? Yikes. Sometimes I wonder if it's the time of day and whether or not the trolls come out. Because I've noticed that like earlier in the mornings and the early streams and things like that, that there's not, especially during the week, that it's usually not a problem. But yeah, Saturdays, because I mean, she was fine on our Friday stream. You get them because you do your streams at, yeah, see, that's exactly it, Shalene. I think it's because of the later times that they come out, because apparently they have nothing better to do. Oop, I see a leaf that I missed up there. Oh, there's a couple leaves. Whoops. I don't know if this is supposed to be green, but it's gonna be green now. Yeah, Grace is a sweetheart. I do feel bad for her. I don't understand trolls and what they're trying to accomplish. I don't know if they're really trying to accomplish anything. It's just a matter of, look what I can do. I can make other people's lives a bit of a nightmare for a little while. Thanks. Thanks for that. I mean, I do get some trolling on some of my recorded videos. But it's easier to ignore it when it's those kind of comments and not live in front of your face. Oh, that just does not sound good. I think I'm gonna have to go send some love over to Grace when I get the chance. Sounds like she could use it. You know what I haven't heard from in a little while is the cats.
Probably still sleeping.
They decided we weren't worth it today.
They should be down here in the sun.
Well, that's what I was just thinking. I'm like, usually they're in the window at this point. Nope. Probably still up in bed. They decided it wasn't worth getting up today. You know what I was going to do is I was going to turn off the humidifier, or dehumidifier. I just realized it was still on.
Actually, just thinking that too.
I'm sorry if you guys could hear the dehumidifier in the stream. I didn't even remember to turn it off before I started the stream. Woo! All of a sudden got really quiet. It's like magic. I started with the dark color again. Oops. Just gonna roll with it. I don't know if you guys could have heard that, but if you did, I apologize for that. Okay, so you guys couldn't hear it. I had wondered. I know my filming camera that I do my recorded videos on, it picks up the smallest noise, so I'm always paranoid on the live stream of sounds that are on and not. But I have noticed that the microphone on my phone isn't quite as sensitive as the one on my camera. So when things like the air and stuff goes on, I mean, you can kind of hear it, but not to the extent that you could hear it on my recorded videos. So that makes me feel a little better. I am really, really, really liking how this is turning out. Oh, okay, so you got some rain going on, so it might, yeah, be drowning it out a little bit. I don't know. I mean, it could have just been white noise in the back of my video. And it might not have been bugging anybody but me. But that's okay. It's fine. The joys of working in a basement. But I do love my basement, I won't lie. Candy Colorful World is live streaming. Oh, is she? Well, if I get done at some point and she's still on. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah. Like I said, I'm enjoying how this one is turning out. Yeah. 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 I'm liking it. This is the first time that I've used these 3 greens together too, and I really like the color that they have when they're blended together. Not quite sure what color I'm going to do the flowers. I have a feeling that they're probably going to end up a pinkish color. So don't be surprised if that happens. Yeah, YouTube notifications can be a little bit spotty sometimes. I'm not entirely sure why that is, but it is something that I've noticed. Well, my plan is to probably just finish up the vines on this side of the page in this stream. I'm sorry it hasn't been too exciting of a stream. I've just been coloring away at the vines. Got some, I think those are leaves. So, color those in real quick so I don't forget them. Oh, I just used the dark color, didn't I? Whoopsie. That's okay, they'll just be a darker leaf. It's my coloring book, dang it. I can do whatever I want. And that is how I talk myself into things. Okay, so I'm trying to decide what is vines and what isn't. Well, maybe the notification server is just super slow. Which is unfortunate and not very helpful. Oh, and the new Instagram TV feature. Not sure how you guys all feel about that, but I don't know. I'm contemplating maybe. No, I don't know if I even want to put that out into the universe. I'm trying to decide if it's a feature that I could actually benefit from using or not, or if it's just one of those things that I'm gonna wait to see if it sticks around a while before trying out. I mean, I don't necessarily understand what Instagram is trying to do with the new TV feature. I mean, I have always loved Instagram for the fact that I could put photos up, and it was a good place to have like a little gallery of photos that people could could comment on and things like that. But now with like Insta stories and everything else, and now the TV feature, I think you can do up to like 10-minute videos. And maybe it'll be one of those things that I'm like, I don't want to do a full stream. Maybe I just want to do like a quick something. And then I'll do a quick 10-minute Insta TV. I mean, but it's one of those things, I'm like, do those videos get archived that people can come back to later? I don't think so. I think it's one of those things that after a while it just goes poof. I don't know. Maybe I need to look more into what this whole like Insta TV thing is. Just trying to figure out how to do all this social media things. Miss what you had. I had a sneezing fit. Oh, I don't know. Which part did you miss? I don't know. I was just babbling a little bit about the new Instagram TV feature that I'm trying to understand how it's supposed to make my life better and if it really makes my life better or not. It probably doesn't. Let's be honest. Yeah, the Instagram TV. Yeah, like I said, I was just babbling at the fact that Instagram launched the new TV feature, and I'm trying to understand how they imagine people using it, if it would actually benefit me at all to use it or not. Because it took me the longest time to actually start using Insta Stories, because I'm just like, I don't know how to incorporate this into my life. And even now, I'm still like really bad at using Insta Stories. Most of the time, it's to do a quick, I'm about to stream, come join me, or here's my coloring update of this, that, and the other page kind of deal. So like I said, I don't entirely know what the point or purpose of it is. I don't know. Maybe it's just one of my desires to remain relevant, hip, part of the young folk group. Yes, I just said that. Please don't quote me on that. It never came out of my mouth. No, I think it's just part of my job is just to be aware of technology changes and things like that. So I'm always hyper aware of all of these changes that these different social media companies do and how it's going to affect what I do at work and everything else. Because it's fairly interesting how these kind of things, how we act with our phones and with our computers, how that drastically changes my job. Probably for advertisers so they can make more money. Yeah, that might have some bearing on what they're trying to do. I don't know. I just feel like Facebook, since Facebook owns Instagram, I feel like they're trying to get into this video and streaming business for whatever reason. Yeah, like all the sponsored posts and everything else too. Yeah, no, I completely understand, and I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that Facebook, Instagram, and now YouTube are playing around with this algorithm of what it displays in your feed, in your subscription box, and everything else, rather than giving me things chronologically. Because I've gotten so used to seeing things laid out as they come out that it just, I don't know. I like seeing everything. I don't like the fact that an algorithm can hide things from me, because then I'm never going to know it existed. And that was the whole point of subbing to someone, is because I wanted to know when their videos existed or when their posts existed or something like that. Yeah, no, I've heard that they're trying to make a stab at YouTube. I don't know if that's true or not, or if that's just what people are like speculating about. But like I said, Facebook has been trying to make a go at this whole video and live streaming thing for quite a while now, and I'm wondering if this is more of a play on that, trying to get people to be primarily on their platforms rather than on things like YouTube. Yeah, no, I think I just like opened a can of worms when I'm like, algorithms hiding feed. Yeah, no, I just sometimes just it's like I know what I want to watch. That's why I've subbed to people. And I know you're doing this so that people stay on your platform longer, but at the same time, grr. Oh, thank you, Shalene. Yeah, that's one thing I always forget about is like, if you guys like this video, please, 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 please like it. Or sub to my channel. I'm not very good at self-promo. That was my attempt there. I think I might have screwed up what was skin and what was Vine right here. This probably was skin and this was probably Vine. Oops. We're gonna roll with it. We're just gonna make this work. It's fine. We got this. Yeah. So I'm probably going to finish this vine down here with these leaves. And then I will save this picture for another stream. So I think next weekend I'm going to go back to the Phantomorphia page because I really want to get that one finished. And then this page will be the focus for a little while. See how far we can get on this one. I do want to do a lot more pages in this one. I'm more comfortable in this one than I am in, say, like pop manga, because it is one-sided, and so I can like just go to town with this with my markers and not feel guilty about the things on the back. It's like I don't see, I mean, my Copics bled through, but my pits are just like chilling. They're not bleeding, which is nice, but I just didn't know. Pull some of that down. But yeah, I do want to color in my pop manga at some point. Maybe that'll be something I start off stream. Kind of show my journey on Instagram. Start coloring in that with colored pencils. See what direction that kind of starts leading me in. I know I need to get more comfortable with colored pencils. Oh, that's completely okay, Shalene. I understand. I'm just excited that you showed up to this one. Completely made my day. Because all of you guys are amazing. This community in general is just so great. Yeah, no, when I started this, I started these streams at the beginning of the year. It was the first time I did live stream. First Sunday of the year. I mean, I had a couple of you guys show up, but that was way before I got really involved in the coloring community. And since I've gotten like involved with the community and getting on all the other live streams. I mean, it's amazing how much of a community you guys are, and how connected you guys all are. So I'm very, very happy to have found you guys. And I just got really sappy. Please ignore everything I just said. And look at this beautiful coloring I am doing. I have these 3 markers in 3 different shades that I am blending on a page. I'm gonna stop talking now. It's fine. I just made things awkward. It's usually what I do. Now the real question is, what am I gonna have for lunch after this? Because besides coloring, food is the most important thing in my life. Try to watch all live streams when I am home. Yep, no, see, I'm the same way, Shalene. I don't usually catch a lot of the live streams on the weekend because I'm usually out and about and doing things. Oh, whoops, forgot. This little guy right here. There we go. It's part of the reason I put together the Colorist document that I did, just so I knew when people were streaming and when I could catch people live and when I could plan on watching recordings of people. And I completely understand that life happens, so people can't necessarily stick to a schedule, and streams are sometimes all over the place, which makes it kind of exciting when all of a sudden you notice that someone is streaming and you didn't think they were going to be streaming today. Lizzie loves coloring. Oh, I'll have to look you up, Elizabeth. I don't know if I follow you on Instagram yet or not. So I'll have to go stalk you. My Instagram is just made on. So I will try and look you up when I am done here. Oh, that's another thing I think I knocked off my table is my phone. My other phone. My phone that isn't a phone anymore. So we'll see what condition that is in when I am done here, because I just realized it is on the floor. Yeah, no, I wanted to be off my stream before Anne started streaming, because I know she streams right after me. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna finish coloring these leaves real quick, and then I should be good for today. Even though I don't, you know, it's one of those things, it's like I've been coloring for an hour and a half. I kind of sort of got something accomplished. You guys get to see the inner workings of my brain as I color and the things that go through my head. I'm still trying to contemplate the fact how I didn't realize I knocked my phone off the table. Oh, goodness. I'm slowly losing it, guys. I love this paper so much. Okay. So I think I got everything. I mean, we started up there, we moved down there, and then we got those done. I like it. Okay, so that is where I'm going to call it for today. I'm so glad that all of you guys could come and join me. Of course, I will be back next Sunday, hopefully, barring anything traumatic or exciting or life-changing happening. I shall be here next Sunday at the same time, 11 Central, and I heart all of your beautiful faces. Bye.